Cardano USDT, and it's still looking good.
Yeah, look at that.
Again, it's looking
In fact,
good.
it's looking better. Cardano did what I was hoping for Bitcoin to do. It closed above the weekly high.
Hey guys, Krisha here. Please be cautious of any fake comments and emails you may receive from people pretending to be Mango Research. Sean and I will never, ever contact you for investment opportunities or anything of that sort. To get in touch with the real Mango team, make sure to join our official Discord chat using the link in the description below. Stay safe out there, and remember, do it Mango. And what's up, you guys? Welcome to the Mango Grove. My name is Krisha, and this is today's Bitcoin and Cardano analysis video. I have Sean with me today. Sean, say hi.
Good morning, everyone, and a happy Monday to all of you.
Yes, sirree. Happy Monday indeed. And why is that a happy one, Sean? Because look at Bitcoin on the weekly time frame.
Green candle close.
Yes, and exactly. We also defended that support region that we were looking at. But before we get too excited and just jump into the meat of this analysis, remember, guys, we'll first be starting off with Bitcoin. We'll be covering all of those beautiful high time frames, and only then will we be jumping on over to Cardano. And why Cardano? Well, because Cardano won the vote. Guess which one came second to Cardano?
French toast.
No, cake.
Cake? What?
Pancakes.
Oh, I was close. Pancakes.
Yeah, so Pancake Swap came second to Cardano. So remember, guys, of course, irrespective of how, odd your choice may be, sometimes you actually stand a chance of winning. So take this time to get down to the comment section and tell us which altcoin you want us to cover tomorrow. Okay, the popular vote wins, of course. And when you're scrolling back up and, well, you're enjoying Mango's content so far, well, what the hell are you waiting for? Smash those likes. Now, Sean, let's jump in to Bitcoin.
So very, very interesting weekly close on this one. Usually we are seeing the weekly close. Just leading into the weekly close, we see the bulls having to step in and save the candle, right? This time around, Krisha, I woke up a good hour or so before the weekly could close, before the daily could open, and it was the bears who stepped in and saved the candle from looking even better than it's looking right now. Now, don't get me wrong, guys. This isn't the most prettiest picture at all. In fact, this still looks pretty bad on the grand scheme, right? Looks like a very ugly head and shoulders that a lot of people are probably spotting out. But through the context of whether this is accumulation or distribution, well, I'm pretty sure the bears are pretty much beginning to sweat a little bit right now. I think that's a bit premature because this could still flip around, right? I do want to highlight something though, Krisha. Remember, we were looking for the weekly to close above your zone. We got that, right?
Yeah.
We're looking for the weekly to close green, right? We got that. And the weekly was going to close green as long as it closed above around 34,630-ish. But then the next step, the next thing we'd want is for Bitcoin to close the weekly above the previous candle's high.
Yes.
And it almost did that. The bulls almost did that, but the bears stepped in, and we're going to see on the low time frames leading into that weekly close, leading into the daily open, they stepped in, pushed the price down. And hey, it's getting really interesting here, Krisha. Anything else you want to talk about over here before I pull up the oscillators?
No, I think we should just go in and, it's been 6 weeks of consolidation along this region. There's not much to really talk about.
And that's something worth highlighting, right? Wick. These wicks over here are going to have people asking, hey, are these accumulation wicks? Because we're not seeing too many rejections now on the upside. That being said, the bulls haven't really tried. I think the next attempt towards the top of this range over here, Krisha, 40,000, is going to be a rejection. But I'd love to be wrong on that. Let's go ahead and look at the oscillators, because there was something we were looking forward to over the weekend, and this was this right over here, right? The oscillators crossing bullish, and that would have happened only if Bitcoin closed its weekly green. And now we have seen that, but it's not the confirmation I do want just yet. I want to see the next candle also closing green, having the swing towards the upside, us closing and living above the 20 zone over here. Any thoughts on this?
Damn, that actually looks really good, Sean. That is freaking, like, look at that cross. Historically, how has it panned out?
Pretty good, actually. We have gone through the 4-day as well as the weekly stochastics. Historically, let's go ahead and just temporarily just do this. Close this out over here so people are focusing on what's important. And last time around that we crossed, we did see a nice rally towards the upside. Then we got the COVID dump, right? Last time we crossed over here, we did get the China pump, and then we saw the dump, right? So yeah, we do see rallies, only to put in a potential lower high on the weekly macro time frame, perhaps, Krisha, on your 47,000 range over here.
Yeah.
Or hey, perhaps simply just touching the weekly 21 EMA for the retest and rejection. We'll find out, and we'll be ready. The last time around, when we spent a lot of time over here, when we bottomed out and crossed, was 3K, right? And we saw the big rally. I think we're going to see more of a situation like this than this over here, especially if we bounce right away, because this is beginning to look a lot like the 4-day to me, Krisha. The weekly stochastics, right, on the 3K zone is beginning to look like the 4-day stochastics. If you look at the 4-day stochastics over here, Krisha, you're going to see that we've crossed, right? We've bottomed out over here, pretty much like sitting at around the 20 zone, going sideways, right? Bears are losing momentum. Price is struggling to push further down.
Yeah.
And typically, again, over here on the 4-day stochastics, when we do come and visit this far down, we do see a bounce before the bears can think about further continuation. Why? It's because, well, the momentum has kind of played out. I don't want to get too stuck into that oversold territory, right? But typically when the 4-day stochastics do come down this low, we do see eventually, after prolonged consolidation, right, the China pump right over here, the rally before the COVID dump, and again the 4-day stochastics also did line up with the 3K rally towards the upside. So I wouldn't be surprised, and it's beginning to line up, Krisha. If you notice over here, right, what happened? We essentially broke down, failed to see continuation, and the China pump. Over here again, we're seeing breakdown, failing to see continuation. In fact, let's go on and look at the dynamic really quickly, Kusha. You can see that we have retaken the dynamic and used it as support over the weekend, closed above it, and now again we're coming down to test it. So we're back within the consolidation range. I was leaning more bearish underneath the 4-day dynamic. Now, well, again back into neutral zone, and once we close again underneath this, I'll flip leaning bearish again.
Sorry, go on.
You can see that we came up and rejected right over here, right?
It was on the upline, actually. The upline has been best sort of guiding trend line for the 4-day time frame at the very least.
You'd be surprised, that, Krisha, if you look at the daily time frame, you're going to see again. I highlighted this over the weekend as well, that if you guys are playing the daily dynamic, it's been literally the easiest way to play your support and resistance, or even your resistance and support for that matter, right? You can long at support around the 30,000 region and take your profits at the dynamic. Long at 30,000, take your profits at the dynamic. And again, you can see yesterday, even though we came and were living above the dynamic, what ended up happening? We closed underneath it, right? Leading into that close. And we can go ahead and actually spot it. If we just look at the 4-hour time frame, these were the candles leading into the daily close, Krisha. Right over here, you can see that the bear stepped in, right,
pushed it down,
and pushed the price down, closing it under that daily dynamic. And hey, let's go ahead and look at our rising channel that I got a lot of hate for talking about this bounce that we were likely going to see from the bottom of this channel over here. Looks like we come to test the top of your zone, Krisha.
Yeah, there's a bit of confluence there. In fact, your dynamic has been on freaking fire. I'm noticing that the upline on the daily time frame that he had just pulled up actually comes right in line with the bottom diagonal. So it'll be very interesting, honestly, guys, to see how Bitcoin performs on this region. This is going to be a critical region. It's clear that if we start breaking down, then I'm saying bottom of the zone, but we reach the bottom of the zone, we essentially break that that rising wedge to the downside. So let's talk about targets now, right? Go. Because if this breaks, if we actually see price drop to the bottom of the zone, we would have essentially seen this beautiful rising wedge break to the downside. if this does break to the downside, where does that take us down to? 27K, 27.8K.
Isn't that the monthly 21 EMA?
I think so. We'll sort of pan on over to the monthly very quickly, but I'm going to draw this in with a line segment for now, okay? Color it yellow. All our targets are going to be in yellow. Beautiful. Now, if we, of course, see another sort of pickup from here, I once again will be expecting that 40K region to be tested, right? Which comes in right around here. At the very least, that's going to be the first region of contention that I look for. And it's only once we start breaking that will I expect price to move up to the next, let's say, the top of the range. If we start breaking, then you guys know the targets. 47.5K, here we come. Okay, I don't think much has really changed in that regard. Let's also get on over to the daily very quickly, Sean. So yeah, I think as soon as we start breaking that 40K region to the upside, I'll be looking for Bitcoin to start testing. That's the 37K
region, Krisha, that you marked out.
Oh yeah, sorry, 37,000. Apologies, guys. So that's 37,000, and I think this right here is going to be the 40K region. Yeah.
So this is what I think is a very likely scenario. I don't want to say likely because it's a scenario where people might actually get hurt, and I want the Mango community to be aware of the scenario and be on watch out. Okay, have your invalidation points. Now, I've talked about this again over the weekend. If you guys missed the video, let's go ahead and rehash that that theory, that thesis. I'm still looking for this channel to play out, by the way. I'm still looking for this to play towards the downside. However, we could actually bounce over here. Okay, test the top of this channel, perhaps even spill on over to the upside, test this flag over here, this breakdown point, which is that 40K zone.
Yeah.
Right? That's your 40K zone right over here. Wick over there, break back down aggressively. Okay, monthly 21 EMA, get that test perhaps somewhere down here, and then I'll be looking for the eventual continuation towards the upside over let's say towards August, end of August, September, right? Now that's how I'm hoping things play out, right? I'm planning for things to play out that way. I've been wrong in terms of timing in the past, and Bitcoin has moved like a couple of weeks earlier, so take this with a grain of salt, guys. When it comes to timing, it's not really easy to do it. So
your best reference is honestly, price. Is going to be price, and the ranges that we are drawing out for you right now, the targets have not changed much. You guys know that, people who have been following our videos. We're going to be looking at these points of reference to really guide us even in our trading decisions. Okay, it's going to be an if this, then that, as always at Mango. If we start breaking support to the downside, we'll be expecting further downside from Bitcoin. If we start breaking resistance to the upside, then we'll be expecting further upside from Bitcoin. Keep it very simple. These are the major reference points that we have out on our chart right now.
Yep.
So
essentially, guys, to summarize it, resistance right over here, you guys can see it marked out for you. 40,000 is the top of the range. If we do break that, Krisha is looking at around 45 to 47,000.
Yes.
And it's not until we break that she starts tilting bullish. Bottom of the range, she's looking at around 31,000, I believe, right? 31,000 to 30,000. And hey, keep your eyes, okay, as bearish as you guys want to get, keep your eyes on that monthly 21 EMA. It's there you go, Krisha. It's actually lining up very close to the bottom of the measured move. So we have tested the Kijun, we bounced with the Kijun, closing and living above the Tenkin. Hey, if we close this month really well like this, and in fact if we take out the high of the previous month, I won't be looking towards or rather won't be looking for that test of the monthly 21 EMA anymore. I'll revisit that thesis later, but if we close above the Tenkin and take out the high of the previous month, of the month of essentially June, I'll be looking for further upside. I'll be looking for 47,000, 50,000 next.
Yep. Yes, sirree. Now you guys have our immediate targets on Bitcoin. Sean, are you ready to get on over to Cardano?
Let's go ahead and do it.
Perfecto. So yeah, it's right there. Now remember, guys, if you want us to cover anything that you are looking at, like think about it, Cake almost won today. So get down to the comment section and tell us which coin you want us to cover. All right, the popular vote wins. Now, Sean, Cardano USDT, and it's still looking good.
Yeah, look at that.
It's looking good.
In fact, it's looking better. Cardano did what I was hoping for Bitcoin to do. It closed above the weekly high. Right, the previous weekly high. So I really like this. I really like this candle.
The alts have actually been performing better. Even yesterday's run up, I'm noticing that the alts, like Ethereum, was running. Like I think Ethereum was leading this batch. Look at Bitcoin dominance.
BTC pretty much giving back all of the previous week's gains.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We could look at this as a W-like test, a retest of the neckline, perhaps, if you want like.
But it's broken. Isn't
I don't like this. I don't like this. Yes. Yeah. I don't like the look of BTCD, which means. Also looking good, guys. Comparatively, right? Again, still, if you look at the longer term, it's hard to not like the chart on Cardano, guys. It's just really hard.
No, Cardano's actually looking good here, especially with that last weekly close. Like, think of what happened there, Sean. We took out the previous week's high. We closed higher than the previous week's open. And as well as look at the low on that week. We defended that 21 EMA. In fact, the bull stepped in to defend Cardano on the 21 EMA. We did not even wick past it. Okay, that was also a higher low that was set in there. And now we're seeing that, okay, so the current range that I'm seeing on Cardano right off the bat, wow, this chart is really getting me really excited. But the current range of Cardano is in between, is from the Tenkin, okay, it's almost in line with that $1.70 region that you have your cursor at, Sean, okay, down to that 21 EMA, which is also lining the support region, coming in at around, what is that coming in at?
$1.20?
$1.32-ish. Okay. Those are your two. That is the range that Cardano is currently oscillating within. And the thing is that this is something that Sean and I we've brought to your attention. Wherein this is a trader's market. In that for people looking to take the range plays, this is your ideal condition. Now look at how good this beautiful range is, right? From the bottom of the range to the top of the range, that's a good 27% in the bag. Right, so you can actually play the ranges here. In fact, even on the wicks, Cardano broke this only to wick down to the bottom of this range. So there are trades to be had. So far, what I'll be expecting from Cardano, I'll first be waiting for me to expect continuation, testing the highs. I'll be looking for us to break $1.68 to the upside. Okay, only then will I be expecting Cardano to test its highs coming in at $2.31. Before that, I think it's still looking good. The bulls are on the range right now.
Yep. Right over here, Krisha, I do want to highlight something that people might be missing, and it's pretty important to keep a note of this. The 21 EMA on Cardano's USD pairing is still sloping to the upside, right? It has an angular force towards the upside, while look at Bitcoin on the other hand, it's angling towards the downside. This is important to keep an eye on. This is telling us that Cardano's trend is still strong and still angling towards the upside. You could simply use slope analysis for your trend analysis, guys, and be like, hey, is the slope angling upside? Yes, it is. Okay, this is bullish. You can keep it that simple, and you can get out of your trades when you see something like this. The angles are dipping towards the downside, right? And get in when you start seeing the angle dip towards the upside. Simple trades like this, simple strategies like this, as long as you're consistent with them, will outperform people who try to be overcomplicated, guys. So keep it mango, keep it easy, keep it stress-free, keep it breezy. And Krisha, any final thoughts before?
No, that's it. Let's wrap this baby up.
So top of the range, $2.30. Middle of the range, Tenkin essentially lining it up for you at around $1.67. Bottom of the range, I would say $1.20, but the dollar range, Krisha, is really, really important. Like I was watching that all weekend, and the last time we traded this, it was a 40% move from $1 to where we're sitting at right now, right? Each time we've come and tested that dollar region, it's been just a gift of a trade each time. So again, it's hard to ignore that dollar region. I don't know if we'll get it again. Kind of double bottomed off it already. But with that, guys, my name is Sean Dexter.
My name is Krisha. Trade safely, trade stress-free, trade the mango way, trade the easy way. Ciao.
Ciao, guys.